If this video has appeared in your path, it is not chance. You have been called. There is a silent gate in life that only opens when your soul is ready, and right now, it has opened for you. This is the whisper of destiny, the divine orchestra moving in perfect timing, arranging every note until you arrived here in this moment. You may think you stumbled upon this video by accident, but Spirit does not operate in accidents. Spirit operates in alignment. Your presence here is evidence that the wealth written into your soul before birth is now calling to be remembered. The fact that these words are reaching your ears proves you are ready to awaken what has always belonged to you. Not everyone will hear this call. Many scroll by, many dismiss what their heart longs to receive, but not you. You are here because there is something within you that refuses to stay asleep. Something within you knows you were created for more than struggle, more than fear, more than repeating cycles of lack. Something within you recognizes that the old story has expired, and a new story is waiting to be written. The world may tell you otherwise. The world says you are limited. The world whispers that you are behind, that you are not enough, that wealth is reserved for someone else. These are the illusions of lack. They are shadows meant to keep you small. Yet truth speaks louder than shadows. Truth declares that you are chosen. Truth says you are not behind, you are right on divine time. Truth says you are not forgotten, you are marked. Florence Scovel Shinn, the great metaphysical teacher, taught that the power of the tongue determines destiny. She revealed that words spoken with faith are keys that unlock invisible doors. When you decree abundance, heaven and earth must respond. When you align your inner dialogue with divine law, your outer life cannot resist transforming. Her timeless truth is simple but unstoppable. Your word is your wand, and today, you will learn how to wield it. So let me ask you directly, do you believe you were guided here for a reason? Do you feel the pull of destiny, the stirring inside that says this is your moment? Because if you can feel it, that is Spirit confirming what your heart already knows. You are not here by accident. Take a breath, and let that truth settle. Let your chest rise with knowing. Let your doubts loosen their grip. And now, speak these words with me, not as empty repetition, but as a decree echoing into the chambers of your future. Say, I am chosen for wealth. My path is divinely ordered. Let it roll from your tongue as a command. Say it again, I am chosen for wealth. My path is divinely ordered. One more time, with full conviction, I am chosen for wealth. My path is divinely ordered. Feel how your body shifts as you declare it. Feel the energy in the air begin to move. Your words are not bouncing into emptiness. They are shaping reality. They are engraving a new script onto the fabric of your life. This is the moment the illusion of lack begins to dissolve. You are stepping into the truth of abundance. The old fear that money is distant begins to crumble. The old thought that you are unworthy begins to melt. And in its place rises the recognition that you have always been marked for overflow. The law of divine timing has brought you here at the perfect hour. Not a minute too soon. Not a moment too late. The universe is precise. The soul's compass never misleads. And right now, your compass has aligned with this teaching because you are ready to cross the threshold into your inheritance. This is not about chasing wealth, like the world chases. This is about awakening to wealth that already exists for you in the unseen. It is about realizing that heaven has already signed your name on abundance. You are not begging for scraps at life's table. You are seated at the feast. This video is not a coincidence. It is the invitation card delivered to your spirit, announcing that your seat is ready. And I want you to walk with me through this journey. Every word in this video is designed to dismantle the illusion that has held you back. Every teaching is crafted to remind you of your power. Every affirmation is a hammer striking down the walls of fear so that the cathedral of your true wealth may be revealed. Before we go deeper, let me ask you to do something simple, something that is not about algorithms or numbers, but about alignment. Subscribe to this channel, not because a platform requires it, but because when you do, you are saying yes to daily reminders of your divine inheritance. You are declaring that your soul is committed to staying awake. When you subscribe, you are not just clicking a button. You are entering into a rhythm, a sacred practice of being fed daily with truth that aligns you with the abundance already flowing toward you. This is your awakening call. Hear it not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. You are not here by chance. You are not one of many. You are the chosen, and wealth has already marked you. Now breathe deeply, feel the shift, and prepare to step further, because what comes next will reveal the hidden law that makes the unseen become seen, and once you know it, you will never see life the same again. Before gold glitters in the palm, it must first exist in the unseen. Before a door swings open, the key must be shaped. Wealth, like every divine gift, is first invisible, waiting for the voice that dares to call it forth. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that your words are your wand. Every fortune, every healing, every breakthrough begins not in the marketplace, not in the bank, but in the hidden chamber of spirit. The law of the spoken word is the silent gate through which wealth enters your life. Until you declare it, you cannot hold it. Until you name it, you cannot claim it. Picture this truth. Imagine the divine architect sitting before a vast blueprint of your life. On the parchment are treasures, opportunities, and provisions already designed with your name woven into the pattern. But that blueprint remains in silence until your words trace it into the visible world. Your decree is the pencil that makes the unseen plan take shape. Every time you speak lack, you erase lines from your divine design. Every time you speak abundance, you redraw them with bolder, stronger strokes. And here lies the struggle most souls face. They stare at appearances, at unpaid bills, at doors closed in their faces, at empty accounts, and they allow what they see to dictate what they say. They repeat debt instead of declaring wealth. They magnify rejection instead of affirming divine favor. They bow to appearances rather than commanding the invisible law that rules over appearances. But appearances are shadows. Only the decree is substance. Let me give you a picture that will live in your spirit. Imagine a sleeping heir, a child who has grown into adulthood, believing he is poor. He wanders the streets, begging for scraps, laboring for pennies, never knowing that a vast fortune has been waiting for him since birth. One day, someone shakes him awake and places in his hands the sealed letter of his inheritance. The wealth was always his, but until he was awakened to it, he could not receive it. You are that heir. This video is the letter being placed in your hands. Spirit whispers to you now, you have an inheritance of abundance. It is waiting for your decree. It is waiting for your awakening. Close your eyes with me for a moment. Breathe deeply and step with your imagination into a vast treasury. See golden light pouring from its walls. Feel the stillness of that sacred chamber. On every chest, on every vault, your name is engraved. You reach out and touch one of them. It opens effortlessly. Inside you see wealth, freedom, provision, opportunities, all shimmering like radiant jewels. This treasury belongs to you, not by chance, not by struggle, but by divine right. Whisper these words as you stand there in your inner vision. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways, again, but with deeper conviction. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways. Feel the vibration shift as you say it. Your words are opening doors that your hands have not yet touched. Your decree is summoning substance from the invisible into the visible. This is the hidden law of wealth, unseen before seen. The world tells you to wait until you have proof, then believe. Spirit tells you to speak, to believe, and then proof will arrive. The invisible is the parent of the visible. Thought is the seed, word is the root, manifestation is the fruit. Until you speak wealth, you cannot see wealth. Until you affirm your inheritance, you remain like the sleeping heir, wandering while abundance waits in silence. But when you declare with faith, when you claim with conviction, the blueprint comes alive, the treasury opens, and what was hidden steps into light. Carry this with you as you move forward. Every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, am I speaking as the heir or as the beggar? Am I repeating appearances or am I shaping substance? Because wealth will always be unseen before seen, and your decree will always be the bridge that carries it into your hands. There is a spell many live under, a whisper that repeats through the mind like a curse. It says, I don't have enough. Others are ahead of me. I am too late. Maybe you have heard this whisper. Maybe you have carried it so long it feels like your own voice. Yet it is not truth. It is the shadow of illusion pressing against your soul. Think of Plato's cave, where men watched shadows flicker on the wall, and believed the shadows were reality. Lack is one of those shadows. It seems solid, but it vanishes the moment you turn and walk toward the light. True wealth is not in the shadows of appearances. True wealth is the sun that waits outside the cave, radiant and unchanging. And so I must ask you, whose voice have you been believing? The one that tells you to compare yourself, to measure your worth against another person's timeline, or the one that says you are a child of the king, heir to a kingdom that cannot be measured in hours, rankings, or numbers on a screen. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that appearances are nothing but false evidence. They hold no power until you bow before them. When you resist appearances, when you fight them, fear them, or beg them to change you, give them strength. But when you release them through the law of non-resistance, when you look them in the eye and say, "You are not my truth," their grip dissolves like smoke. Let me paint you a picture. A beggar sits outside a golden gate. He has been told since childhood that his role is to wait for scraps. He watches princes ride in and out, their tables overflowing, their halls echoing with laughter. He believes himself an outsider, unworthy, forgotten. What he does not know is this: the gate bears his family's seal. The table inside was set for him all along. The moment he stands and walks in, the lie collapses. The beggar becomes the child of the king. You have been that beggar, staring at closed doors, believing you were too late, too small, too poor, too far behind. But Spirit is calling you to stand and step inside. The gate opens to your decree, not to your begging. Here is where transformation begins. I want you to take out a piece of paper, or if you cannot, hold the words in your mind. Write down one belief that has chained you. It might be, "I will never get out of debt." It might be, "Others are more gifted than me." It might be, "My time has passed." Write it down, or see it clearly before you. Now, we break the spell. Next to that belief, write or speak aloud a decree of truth. If you wrote, "I will never get out of debt," declare, "I live in divine abundance. Wealth flows through me now." If you wrote, "Others are more gifted than me," decree, "I am uniquely chosen, and my gift makes room for me." If you wrote, "My time has passed," affirm, "I walk in divine timing. Nothing is late, nothing is lost." This is not denial. This is command. You are not pretending the shadow does not exist. You are naming it for what it is, an illusion, and replacing it with the sun of truth. Repeat this affirmation with me now. I do not fear appearances. I decree truth. Abundance flows to me freely. Say it once, softly. Say it again, with greater conviction. Now, declare it as if the walls of your life must bend to obey it. I do not fear appearances. I decree truth. Abundance flows to me freely. Feel the shift inside you. The cave grows brighter. The shadows grow weaker. The beggar rises to his feet. The child of the king walks through the gate. The law of non-resistance is not passive surrender. It is sacred release. It is the choice to no longer fight shadows, no longer argue with appearances, no longer let fear decide your future. When you release, you rise. When you release, you allow divine order to flow where your struggle once built dams. And so we come to this truth. Lack loses its grip the moment truth is spoken. Appearances dissolve when you decree the reality of spirit. You are no longer at war with shadows. You are no longer at the gate, begging. You are seated at the table, heir of abundance, welcomed home to the wealth that has always been yours. This is the breaking of the spell. And from here, the path opens to even greater laws, to even deeper truths that will carry you into the full measure of your inheritance. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the abstract becomes practical, when the mystery of abundance becomes a formula that can be lived and spoken. That moment is now. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed a decree that has echoed through generations, unlocking doors that seemed sealed, parting seas of lack, and calling forth rivers of provision. It is simple, but do not confuse simplicity with weakness. Power hides in the smallest seed, and this seed can transform your entire financial destiny. Repeat these words with me. Large sums of money come to me now, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, let it move through you. Large sums of money come to me now, under grace, in perfect ways. Do you feel the rhythm? This is no casual statement. This is a command to the invisible. This is the law of the tongue in action. Here is why this works. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not argue. It does not reject. It simply receives. Whatever words you plant, it grows. If you say, "I am always behind, I never have enough," the soil grows weeds of lack. But when you speak words of wealth with conviction, the soil receives them as truth and produces opportunities, ideas, and alignments to match. Think of a farmer. He does not stand in his field weeping because the ground is empty. He knows the harvest is not yet seen, but it is certain because the seed has been sown. So it is with your words. Speak them, and the unseen goes to work until the seen bows to your decree. Let me share a story. A woman once came to Florence overwhelmed by bills and convinced her life was collapsing. Florence gave her this formula of words, instructing her to speak them daily, not with begging but with authority. Days later, unexpected opportunities arrived. A forgotten debt was repaid. Doors opened she could not have forced with all her effort. The tide turned because her words shifted her world. She did not wait for appearances to change before she believed. She spoke, and then she saw. This is where the law of substitution becomes your ally. Fear will rise, doubt will whisper. In those moments, do not argue with fear. Do not fight it with frantic energy. Substitute it. Replace it instantly with truth. When fear says, you are failing, declare, I walk in divine supply, and all that is mine arrives on time. When worry says, it will not work for you, speak, everything works together for my increase. The law is not to resist fear but to transform it. Shadows cannot remain when light is spoken. Let us anchor this with practice. I will give you 3 wealth affirmations, short and rhythmic. Speak them with me, and let them imprint into the soil of your soul. First, money flows to me with ease and joy. Say it aloud, again, once, more, until it feels natural. Second, I am aligned with the treasury of heaven. Let it resonate. Repeat it now, again, with conviction. Third, all that I need arrives in perfect time and perfect form. Breathe it in, speak it out, anchor it as law. Do not keep these words locked inside the pages of a notebook or a moment in this video. Use them as living tools. Speak them in the morning when you rise, before the day takes hold of you. Speak them at night before you sleep, so your subconscious works while you rest. Speak them as you walk, as you drive, as you stand in line. The rhythm of your life becomes the rhythm of your words, and soon, your words become the rhythm of your reality. Do not think of these affirmations as spells or wishes. They are not magic tricks. They are laws. Just as gravity does not ask your permission, the laws of spirit respond to decrees of faith. Your words call unseen substance into order, and it must obey. Remember this, your world will always bend to the words you plant within it. Lack is a shadow, but decree brings light. Speak, and doors open. Speak, and supply appears. Speak, and wealth bows to your command. This is the formula of wealth. It is not hidden from you. It is placed in your hands, on your tongue, ready to be lived now. As you walk forward, you will discover that wealth is not earned through struggle but commanded through truth. And the next step on this journey will reveal the deeper keys that sustain and expand the abundance you have begun to call wealth. Is not something you chase. It is something you recognize. Until you see yourself as the rightful heir, abundance cannot find a permanent dwelling in your life. The law of recognition is unshakable. What you refuse to recognize, you unconsciously reject. Picture a crown resting silently in a velvet case. It belongs to you. It carries your name, your lineage, your divine inheritance. Yet until you place it upon your head, you walk the streets like a stranger, unaware of your authority. The crown waits, the throne waits, but only recognition awakens the heir. There is a story whispered through the ages. A hidden heir, born of royal blood, lived as a servant, sweeping floors, thinking himself small. But the day came when his name was called, and he was brought to the palace gates. The inheritance had always been his, yet it was only sealed when he signed his name. Recognition transformed him from servant to sovereign. This is the mirror of your own soul. Wealth, influence, divine supply. It is written in your spiritual DNA. The Father has already decreed, all that I have is yours. But until you recognize it, until you walk in it, you live as though you were disinherited. Pause with me and ask yourself, who do you see when you look in the mirror? A beggar waiting for scraps, or a divine heir claiming the riches of a kingdom that has no end? The image you carry of yourself decides the reality you walk in. A king who forgets he is king is still king, but he lives like a pauper. This is the sacred shift. Identity precedes manifestation. Do not chase wealth. Become wealth. Do not beg for abundance. Embody abundance. Wealth is not outside of you. It is your essence. It breathes in your words. It shines in your posture. It echoes in the certainty of your self-recognition. I invite you now to a mirror practice. Each morning, each night, stand before your reflection and declare, I am the voice of wealth. I am the chosen heir. All that the Father has is mine now. Do not whisper these words like a question. Speak them as a decree. Say them until your soul believes, until your body aligns, until the world itself bends to the sound of your recognition. At first, the old self may resist. Doubt may rise like a shadow. That is when the law of substitution must guide you. When the whisper of poverty says, "You are unworthy," replace it with truth. "I am the chosen heir." When fear murmurs, "It will never happen for you," substitute instantly with light. "All that the Father has is mine now." Your new name must drown the echo of the old. Recognition is not arrogance, it is remembrance. It is the soul bowing before its Creator, acknowledging the inheritance already given. To deny your divine wealth is to dishonor the giver. To accept it is to glorify the source. Imagine the divine orchestra tuning its instruments. Each note awaits the conductor's hand. You are that conductor, and recognition is the baton. The moment you raise it, the music of your inheritance begins to play. Doors align, opportunities appear. Wealth is magnetized, not because you chase it, but because you remembered who you are. So today, place the crown upon your head, sign your name in faith. Look into the mirror not as a seeker, but as an owner. Identity is the seed of destiny. And when identity changes, reality obeys. Wealth does not take root through chance. It flourishes through practice, like a temple carefully built stone by stone. Every day you either reinforce poverty with careless thoughts or construct prosperity with conscious rituals. Rituals are not empty habits. They are anchors of faith, reminders that your soul is in covenant with abundance. To neglect them is to drift. To honor them is to stand firm as the silent gate of destiny opens before you. Think of it as brushing the soul. Just as you would not step into the day without cleansing your body, you must not step into life without cleansing the inner chamber where wealth begins. The temple of wealth is not built in banks or markets, but in the sanctuary of your daily rhythm. When the morning rises, begin with decree. Before the world touches you, let your words touch the universe. Stand, breathe deeply, and speak. Large sums of money come to me now, under grace, in perfect ways. Speak it not as a wish, but as law. Then close your eyes and visualize your day unfolding with overflow meetings that prosper, doors that swing open, unexpected gifts arriving like whispers of release. See yourself walking in peace, clothed in supply, guided by your soul's compass toward divine appointments. When night falls, your practice must turn to gratitude. The day may have been loud with demands, but the sacred hour of evening is for inventory of blessings. Take your journal and write 3 ways wealth showed itself today. It could be a small discount, an unexpected compliment, a solution appearing at the perfect time. The size does not matter. Recognition multiplies the seed. Gratitude waters it. Soon, what was small becomes magnificent. For what you notice expands. And here is your journaling prompt. One that reshapes your very identity. If I already had all the wealth I desired, how would I walk, speak, and decide differently today? Let your pen be honest. Let your answers reveal where you have been shrinking. Then, tomorrow, embody the new self. Walk taller. Speak with assurance. Decide as an heir, not as a beggar. This is the law of substitution, lived out, exchanging the old image for the true. Inheritance. Do not limit your practice to stillness. Wealth loves motion. As you walk, let your feet strike the earth with rhythm, and your voice declare, I walk in wealth. I move in overflow. Abundance flows to me and through me. Feel your body carry the truth, not just your mind. Let your stride become a declaration, your heartbeat a drumbeat of prosperity. The divine orchestra plays when you align thought, word, and movement. Consider the story of a woman I once knew. She was overwhelmed by debts, drowning in fear, but she decided to give herself to a simple ritual. Each morning she decreed, each evening she wrote her gratitudes, each walk became a prayer in motion. In weeks, her language shifted. In months, opportunities began to appear, work she once thought beyond her. People who wanted to invest in her vision, solutions to problems that had once looked impossible. She told me later, it wasn't that money came first, identity came first. Money only followed what I practiced daily. This is the secret most miss. Belief is fragile until it is practiced. Desire is fleeting until it is structured. Dreams remain dreams until anchored in ritual. The temple of wealth is not built in a single moment of inspiration but in the steady laying of spiritual bricks. Morning decree, evening gratitude, daily journaling, walking affirmation. These are not chores. They are sacred ceremonies, daily acts of remembrance that you are heir to divine supply. And as you keep these practices, belief matures into knowing. Wealth stops feeling like something you're trying to attract and starts feeling like the air you breathe, always present, always flowing, always yours, because daily practice does not only change circumstances, it changes you. And when you change, reality has no choice but to obey. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey where asking must end and commanding must begin. You were never designed to crawl at the gates of heaven begging for scraps. You were born to sit at the table as heir, speaking words that carry the force of divine law. This is the law of dominion, the sacred truth that what you decree with unwavering faith is established. When your tongue speaks with conviction, heaven and earth align to fulfill it. Picture the ancient king upon his throne. He does not whisper. He does not hope. He writes his decree, and at once it becomes law. The couriers rush out. The soldiers move. The realm bends to his word. So it is with you. You are not a beggar hoping God might notice. You are a child of the king. And when you decree in alignment with divine order, the universe itself rises to obey. Timidity has no place in this law. Wealth does not come to those who shrink in fear, waiting for permission. It flows to those who stand tall, rooted in spiritual identity, speaking with the authority already given to them. If your words tremble, your results will tremble. If your words command, your results will command. The law of dominion answers certainty, not hesitation. Say this with me now. I do not beg for wealth. I command in faith. I decree abundance now. Let the words vibrate in your chest. Let them echo in the halls of your being. Say it until your voice becomes the trumpet that scatters doubt and summons opportunity. The mind may resist, whispering, "Who am I to command?" But that voice is the old illusion, the shadow of lack, pretending to hold power. You are not a servant bound by chains. You are a sovereign spirit clothed in divine inheritance. Dominion is not arrogance. Dominion is alignment. You do not command against God. You command with him, as his channel of authority on earth. Close your eyes and visualize. See yourself seated upon a throne, not of ego but of truth. Before you lies a scroll. You take the pen, and with steady hand you write, "Let abundance flow to me in perfect ways. Let every door open in grace. Let provision overflow into my life and into the lives of others." As you write, see the angels rushing to fulfill it. See the currents of life rearranging, opportunities forming, people moving into place. Feel the atmosphere. Obey your decree. This is not fantasy. This is law. The universe is not waiting for your plea. It is waiting for your word. And when you speak it with authority, creation itself bends. This is the crescendo of your becoming. You are no longer asking for wealth. You are commanding it. You are no longer waiting for change. You are decreeing it. You are no longer rehearsing lack. You are establishing abundance with every syllable that leaves your lips. This is the power Florence Scovel Shinn spoke of when she declared that words are swords of spirit. This is the mystery Neville revealed when he taught that imagination clothed in faith becomes fact. This is the inheritance you were born to wield, the scepter of speech, the crown of decree, the throne of dominion. So rise, stand in the authority of your divine birthright. Command the wealth that already belongs to you. Write it upon your heart. Speak it into the atmosphere. Live it until reality itself bows up. Because wealth does not come by chance. Wealth comes by command. And as you command, the unseen responds. The divine orchestra plays in harmony with your decree. The silent gate of destiny swings wide, and abundance rushes, not timidly, but triumphantly, to obey your voice. This is the moment the journey comes full circle. You have walked through the shadows of lack. You have faced the whispers of fear. You have broken the chains of timidity. And now you stand where only the awakened can stand, inside the recognition of your true inheritance. From the beginning, wealth was never about coins and paper. It was about identity. It was about remembering who you are. You were never the lost wanderer. You were never the beggar outside the gate. You were always the heir, clothed in divine authority, carrying the seal of abundance within your spirit. Hear me clearly now. You are not a seeker, chasing wealth as though it were far from you. You are the heir. You are not hoping, as if wealth might someday find you. You are declaring, as one who knows, the vault has already been unlocked in your favor. Say this with me. Not as a request, but as a decree. Say it once, let it sink. Say it twice, let it rise. Say it 3 times, let it crown your spirit. I am a channel of divine wealth. I walk in overflow. I am destined for prosperity. Again, I am a channel of divine wealth. I walk in overflow. I am destined for prosperity. Once more, with the authority of the chosen, I am a channel of divine wealth. I walk in overflow. I am destined for prosperity. Let these words live in your bones. Let them echo through every decision, every step, every breath. For when your speech is filled with dominion, the world rearranges to obey. Do not falter in persistence. Divine timing never fails. The seed you planted in faith is already breaking through the soil of the unseen. Though appearances may waver, though circumstances may shift, the law holds steady. What you decree in truth must arrive in form. Wait not in anxiety, but in certainty. Walk not in fear, but in fullness. And so, as this chapter closes, hear this final soul command: walk now as the chosen one, for your wealth has already found you. It is not on its way. It is here. It is flowing. It is multiplying through you, touching lives, lifting burdens, and building the kingdom of abundance. You rise now, not as a seeker, but as the heir. You rise now, not in scarcity, but in overflow. You rise now, not as one waiting for permission, but as one carrying the crown already placed upon your head. Take this crown, wear it daily. Let your words be scepters. Let your vision be fire. Let your walk be testimony. For you are no longer waiting, you are creating. You are no longer searching, you are establishing. You are no longer bound, you are free. Gratitude seals this truth. Give thanks for what is already yours. Give thanks for the doors opening, for the opportunities aligning, for the treasures revealed. Gratitude is the benediction that locks your faith into certainty. Whisper it now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as this blessing rests upon you, the journey is sealed. You are the heir risen. You are the chosen, awakened. You are the channel through which divine wealth flows without end. Go forth, walk as the heir, live as the heir, command as the heir. Your wealth has already answered. Your life is the overflow.